Carnivals.
Other islands are helping out in terms of giving relief to Vinci locally. However, you know, it's been said that they would need to have the vaccine, the COVID vaccine, in order to be able to get relief. Can I get your thoughts on that?
I don't actually really want to talk about this COVID vaccine, to be totally honest. It doesn't make sense. I can't make it make sense. No one's made it make sense to me. That's all I would say about the vaccine. However, in this situation with COVID and the volcano, I don't know how you call that one. For me personally, I think making sure everyone's safe from the disruption of the volcano is becomes priority. I'm not in the Caribbean.
It comes up
what the situation with lockdown and quarantine and COVID and the rules in the Caribbean and each Pacific island of the Caribbean. I can only really talk about it from a UK standpoint, but in this state of emergency, I think maybe the devastation and the health issues from the ash are outweighing COVID. That's my personal opinion and belief. I think it outweighs COVID, and I think it's difficult and I think it's hard to make everyone be vaccinated before they can evacuate to other islands for safety if that's necessary. I mean, how would they instigate a vaccination program amidst a crisis of a volcano? Yeah, I don't feel good about that. Personal opinion. I can't tell people what to do. I think the outfall of the volcano and the health of the islanders and the neighbouring islands suffered is paramount, because as the gentleman was saying, AC stores, you know, volcanic ash can cause cancerous tumours or outcomes, you know, breathing problems. So difficult one, but I think make a decision if they're allowed to.
Yeah, I would even say my thoughts are similar, because even reading that other islands were going to take people from Saint Vincent, I was like, wow, like, okay, we're really pulling together. But then I continue to read and then see this whole thing about, but you have to have the vaccine before you take it. I just thought, this is, as Marsha said, it's an emergency. And my understanding, although I don't know if it's facts or not, my understanding is that in St. Vincent, you know, even the cases of COVID haven't been that bad in comparison to other places in the world. I think potentially the only lockdown they would have had is in, you know, December. So that tells me that maybe the cases aren't even that high. So how is that really going to affect people by them not being vaccinated? I don't know. Sundivas, what are your thoughts on that?
I think we should answer the question on, is that ash? Because quite a lot of people have asked in the comments. So it would be good to get an update quickly from AC Store if that eruption, is that confirmed? Can you see that?
Yeah, that's ash going up just over us up there. Okay. So that all of this that you're seeing is ash coming up now.
Wow.
Yeah, the black stuff you're seeing there.
Yeah.
That's ash.
That's all ash there.
Yeah.
It's insane. That's insane that we're on the line and it's erupted.
And we're literally miles away.
And bearing in mind, we are in the green zone, so this is what we're seeing from here. So anybody closer would obviously be seeing much more. So that is ash. It's gone off again. It didn't take a weekend off as we thought. It decided to stay grumpy.
And show itself.
Yeah.
When it comes to the ash, I don't know whether this has actually been, I don't even know if they can even confirm what they're going to do about it, but how, going forward, I mean, I've seen videos of people clearing the ash off of cars and stuff, but how is it supposed to be cleared? I don't know.
I mean, we need rain, really and truly, but we don't need rain at the same time. I mean, we need rain down in the green zone, but we don't need rain up in the red zone, because that's going to bring down houses. So it's like a catch-22. So residents around here have been sweeping it into bags and leaving it outside for the bin men and stuff like that. But ideally, that's what we need. We need a really big rainfall to just wash it away. I mean, it's actually really good for the soil and stuff. So in a few years, our crops are going to be so fantastic. But immediately, it's hard to clean. It's hard to put away. It's a nuisance. And I mean, you can see, let me show you the floor here just in my yard. So you can see how thick it is. And this is from us cleaning and everything. So that's it. That's the ash coming back in, like blowing from the road, blowing from the trees. We swept and swept and swept every day. We're like getting 6-packs, trying to sweep this ash away, you know. But it every time a vehicle goes past, you just like, you have to duck, you have to hide, because it's just blowing in. And like I said, we're not heavily covered. We're covered, but we're not as covered as the orange and red zones. Do you know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine. I don't want to imagine actually what it's like up there. So yeah. Do you know what's funny? Before all of this happened, I thought that a volcano went off once. I had no clue that it could keep blowing up. I'm like, what do you mean it's a second eruption? Like, isn't it done? Isn't it finished? So I had no clue. But you know what's going on site, like the new dome and all of this stuff?
Yeah, there's no new dome.
There's a lack of a dome.
There's a crater.
Yeah, the dome already the dome already sank, yeah.
So the dome already sank, and apparently there's a new.
It exploded, it went up, and then came back down.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the domes have gone, the 1979 and the new one that came up this year. So now it's pushing up everything that's in the belly. So it's just literally, she's a grumpy lady. She just keeps vomiting. She keeps throwing up. So yeah, she's trying to make a new dome. Apparently, that's how we understand it from the science updates that we get sort of every evening. But I mean, like I said, we've been so busy, we don't sometimes even know, if we're not outside, we don't actually know that the volcano's gone off until we get home, because we're on the road doing runs and packing boxes, etc., etc. So I think I spoke to someone else the other day and they're like, you know, what's it like when it goes off? I'm like, I don't even hear or see anything until I get home. I don't actually know.
Sometimes when it goes off late in the night, on the other hand, and everybody's home, you can actually sometimes hear the rumbling. You can hear the rumbling, and depending on where you live in the country, you can actually feel the ground shake a little bit.
And the red lightning.
And the lightning.
The red lightning.
I honestly didn't even know volcanoes gave off lightning until the first day of the eruptions. And then we're looking up and then we're seeing lightning that's coming down from the volcano. I was like, wait, red lightning. I was like, wait, volcanoes do lightning? And yeah.
And here's the thing too, sometimes. Some nights, there's so much ash in the air that you can see a difference in the sky. Like one side of the sky is darker than one. There's just that much ash.
I've seen videos of people driving around and it just looks like foggy. Like you can't even see what is in front of you. So in terms of then trying to get around, like what's the update on that? Are people advised not to travel if they can?
I mean, people are still having to go to work. We want to keep the economy going. So I mean, essential workers are going to work. The advice is if you're a kid or you're asthmatic and all these things, you stay inside as much as you can. And if you do go outside, you're like us, like all of us are masked up, glasses, visors.
We're actually supposed to be wearing long sleeves
and
long clothing. But again, you know, we were kind of hoping that she would have taken the weekend off and just kind of chill, but she didn't. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's the mean. I mean, people can get around. There are vans running, etc., etc. But you know, the advice is if you do not have to leave, it's like in England, you know, the advice from Boris was if you don't have to leave, don't leave, and that's how it is now. So I know a few people, like with young children, etc., they haven't left the house since last Thursday, and they won't leave until, you know, unless they absolutely have to. So, yeah.
Okay.
Rachel,
right.
I just want to ask. I know before there was some issues with country shelters and them not getting a lot of relief. Have you had like contact with them, more contact, and like been getting stuff to them?
So yeah, so I mean, our mission here is to get to the people that are not getting anything. So us on a day-to-day basis, we have like 100 messages, 100 WhatsApps, emails, DMs. Can you help this person? Can you go here? Can you go here? I mean, like I said, I was speaking to White Yardie on Friday, I think, and I said, Friday we hit Bayaboo. And like, that's one of the places that hadn't been getting anything, you know. And this is the kind of thing that when you're donating to us at the AC store, that's what you're funding. You're funding people that actually aren't getting the help, you know, that might be a bit forgotten, or the families that are in private homes. Like, for example, myself, I'm sheltering a family. So if I wasn't doing what I'm doing, who would be coming and checking on them? Because I might not have had the funds to look after them, etc., etc. So those are the kind of people that we're trying to get out to, you know, the shelters on the outskirts, private homes, even like the elderly and the disabled that actually now can't get out because they don't have carers, etc. You know, so those are the kind of people that we're trying to help, and those are the kind of people that are reaching out to us to just say, you know, can you help? Can you do something? I'm in a shelter. I don't have this. I don't have that. And like this week, I've seen so many families, and the one that touched me the most was this young lady who had just given birth. Her baby was like 3 days old. She was still bleeding, everything, and she had to run. And literally all she had was her passport and her newborn baby. And I mean, that's the reality of it. Some people have had to run and they don't have, or they've had to run and leave. And, you know, like I said, a lot of people were naive, like they didn't want to believe it. They didn't want to, you know, and that is what it is. It's human nature. Sometimes we don't want to believe what we're told, etc. So, you know, that's just it. And I mean, these are the kind of people that are in shelters and that have been displaced. And it's just, I can't get emotional about it because I have a job to do. Like we can't get too emotional, you know, we have to remain focused on our cause and just keep getting out there and doing what we need to do. But it's heartbreaking. And I have had a little cry on the toilet with no water, but hey.
Oh, girl. Well, it's good. What's really good is that you have crazy support. Like we're working with Help SVG UK to help raise money, to spread awareness. So like, and Carnivalslayers putting this together, you know,
White Yardie, Martin J. There's just been so much efforts all around. And to be honest, Rachel, if Sundivas were in Vinci, we would have been right in your yard with you.
I would say to everyone, like, keep helping, help SVG, keep spreading the word about the AC store, what we're doing here. Just keep sharing the links, man. Everyone's at home, it's like, what can we do? What can we do? But like, even if people can't donate, share the links. Maybe contact Help SVG UK, drop off some pampers, drop off. Exactly, that's all it's about, man. And I mean, as long as people keep doing that, it's not a 1 week thing, it's not a 2 week thing, this is going to be ongoing. So we constantly are going to need help, going to need support to get back on our feet as a nation. And I mean, us personally, we will be here to do that. So that's our promise to our Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, and we're going to work as hard as we can to just keep reaching families, keep getting out there, keep visiting people, you know, keep donating, keep Help SVG UK, Vinci Alliance, Mass, White Yardie, all of these guys for, you know, coordinating, help Martin J. Thank you so much for everyone that's supported the movement, man. This is, like I said, we're in it for the long run. So, you know, keep spreading, keep sharing, and we just thank everybody so much.
For anyone who wants genuine updates on what's going on, because I know there's been a bit of misinformation here and there, where is the best place for them to go to get updates?
They can visit UWI Seismic on Twitter, Facebook, and Nemo SVG. They can follow AC Store. We're posting updates as well. But yeah, I would say don't listen to the rumors. It's a lot of politics in St. Vincent, sorry to say. Not everything that you read is true. And just focus on what needs to be done and forget all of that rubbish as it is.
Is there any misinformation in particular that's going around that people need to be aware is not correct?
You do not need a vaccine to be put in a shelter.
Okay.
Perfect.
That is fake news. And that's what I can say on that. You do not need to be vaccinated to get into a shelter. So yeah, and everybody in the red zone has hopefully been evacuated. They've done what they can, and they are down in the yellow and green zone. And
nobody was stranded.
Help was offered. So those are some of the rumors that we've been hearing, you know. But like I said, forget all of that. We've got a mission to do. We've got people to help. So let's keep focused and stay strong and just keep praying, man. I don't know if people believe in praying, but I've been praying every day because this is serious stuff. So yeah.
Yes, we believe it. All right. Well, thank you so much. We'll let you guys. We'll let you go so that.
So we'll speak soon. Thank you guys. Thanks from the team.
Bye. What's your thoughts on the media coverage we've had so far on this over here in particular?
Obviously, it hasn't had as much coverage as some of the other natural disasters that have happened in the world. But on socials, a lot of people have tried. I feel like our community has banded together to rely on each other to push out as much information as possible.
Yeah, there's been next to nothing in the mainstream media. Yes, it has popped up on the BBC and it's popped up on Channel 4. And I'm going to say popped up because compared to other disasters or events around the world, they get like 24/7 coverage. You know, you're literally, it's rammed down your throat. You know, every news broadcast of the day, morning, lunchtime, there'd be a segment talking about the disaster or what's happened or a robbery. Kim Kardashian's jewelry being stolen, that was all over the place. But when it came to St. Vincent, it got mentioned. I'm sorry, I just think it got mentioned. And I'm proud of my Caribbean community. I love the way they've come together. I take my hat off to Martin J, White Yardie, AC Stores, Tudor Rose. I've got a donation drive this week. Help SVG UK, Vinci Alliance. There are so many people sweating the city. I'm going to run out of names. There are so many people doing things, so many individual families doing things up in Manchester. It's not just London, all over the country. Even in America, there are donation relief aid drives to get donations and relief to Saint Vincent.
Now, if we look at Caribbean influencers, and I'm talking about the ones that have, you know, like thousands, millions potentially of followers and stuff, right? How much have you seen them actually talking about, or, you know, the disaster, or even reposting flyers?
If it comes to Instagram, that's where I check people's updates. So everyone I know that's Caribbean, or maybe actually from Saint Vincent. I mean, we're in music, so I've been checking out all the musicians. I mean, we went to all the Vinci artist pages, right? And we went and did like a check. We just tagged them and were like, Vinci, good. Vinci, good. Vinci, good. And then the ones that didn't see it, I went in your inbox, or I sent you a WhatsApp. Do you know what I mean? Because we need to also be holding each other accountable as well. And that's something I also respected with what White Yardie did as well. He called people out to hold them accountable, to show that you can't just say, oh, you're Caribbean, oh, I'm from this island, oh, I'm Vinci, and I got my flag. But when the people actually need you, and it's not something for your own benefit, where's the noise?
It's not even just people from Caribbean descent. I think if you one of those people, you've been to the Caribbean on holiday, you've been to our lovely beaches, you've seen our lovely island, you've enjoyed it, didn't you? So help out. Like, it's not just there for you to go and have a jolly on. Like, now we're in a bit of need, you're going to sit back and say, oh, okay, oh, yeah, I'm not going to go to St. Vincent then. I won't go Barbados. You're going to go somewhere else. No, help out. Because when the island was nice, you was there, lavishing on the beach, enjoying all the luxuries. So why can't you help out? You know, we're not just there for your pleasure and your convenience when you want. We exist all the time. Like Sundivas say, sometimes the aesthetic of their platform or their page, they don't want to be seen as maybe even controversial, or I'm going to say it, they may not even want to upset that little corporate check they may be getting. Sorry, I just don't, I'm not feeling it.
Just give us an example of things that people can donate.
Toiletries, like toothbrushes, soap, shower gel, toilet paper, sanitary products, food, but canned food, like rice and sugar, flour, pasta, juice, milk and non-perishable goods.
No water at the moment.
No water. Baby products like nappies, baby wipes, baby milk, medical supplies, plasters, painkillers, antiseptic creams, and then other things, random things like mattresses, blankets, sheets, first aid kits, gloves, masks, and blow-up beds. And just from the live, we've seen how important masks are as well. And I mean, they were important during COVID, but
even more now.
Yeah, so those are some of the key stuff in this second shipment that we're going to send out, that we're asking people to donate.
And I'm aware that you've done a couple of like live shows as well, which, you know, you've been kind of doing that with other artists that are from other islands. They're from
literally
Grenada. Like, talk to us about that as well.
Literally all weekend. Like,
we're tired now.
We haven't had a break because, like, you just feel if someone hits us, they know we're Vincentian as well, so they're gonna hit us up and be like, right, I'm doing this live. We want to raise money, so we have to show up. So shout out to World Mag. Yesterday they did a live, which we performed at with all the other, like, loads of UK artists, soca and dancehall, which is great because Jamaica have been.
It was unity, boy. It was beautiful. On Friday we were at Caribbean Party.
Caribbean Party. Then next week we're doing a fundraiser at the High Commission, so St. Vincent High Commission. We Are One Paradise are currently selling the island chains and donating all of the funds. We're doing that as well with our merchandise. If you
Sundivas store,
get anything from Sundivas store,
all the profit will go to straight to the page Help SVG UK's funds.
Marsha, what about you? What about yourself? What have you been kind of getting up to?
I've been sharing everything. I know it's mostly been overkill on my page, but sorry guys, I don't really care. I'm going to share some more, so just get used to it. Sack it up, you know. But this week we've got coming at Tudor Rose, Help SVG UK. They've got a donation drive, so drop off between Tuesday and Thursday, 7 till 9:30. You are welcome to bring along all the items or some of the items that are on the donation list. I'll be there helping to pack on Tuesday and Thursday. Otherwise than that, I did the Sweat in the City. I donated a little bit of cash. Because I'm not rich, but I still donated. Just means that, okay, maybe just a few more less bits to buy next week, you know. But no, but seriously, if everyone donates a little £2, £3, it adds up. Yeah,
it's
true. I don't want no one to break themselves and say that, oh, I can't donate, I don't have no money. I'm sure you have a £2 or you'd spend £2 on more foolishness than you know what I mean? So donate it. If everyone did that, we'd have loads of money and it would go far.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's Slay the Talk. We really hope you enjoyed the interview. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel.
Carnivalslayers, 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 Carnivalslayers.